And a good Sunday to you. I'm Storm Team 9 Meteorologist Patrick Ellis here with your ENC Weather update for this January the 26th, 2014. Everybody's talking about the big potential snow across eastern North Carolina. We want to give you a heads up of what could happen, obviously, but also give you what we're thinking as far as things are concerned as of right now. But obviously, even up to the event, we're still going to be forecasting this thing. It's not set in stone, and the atmosphere does not work in a yes or no answer, so we just kind of have to wait and watch. Let's give you our best guess at this point and get a look at the models as well, because as we were talking about last night, they were going to trend a little differently, and we knew that was going to happen. It just happened this morning that they all kind of came in line as that system came on the board, and that's going to be tracking up the eastern seaboard. So let's talk about that here in the ENC Weather Update video. So here's a look at the breakdown. We're talking about a mixture of sun and clouds for your day tomorrow, and warmer as well. Temperatures will likely top out in the upper 50s, low and possibly even mid 60s across eastern North Carolina for Monday. And we could have a couple of light snow showers trying to sneak in here late tomorrow as a strong Arctic front will push through the region. That will be the first part of this forecast, getting the Arctic front through here to drop our temperatures. So we'll go from the 60s likely on Monday down into the 20s by Tuesday morning. Then we go into the afternoon hours of Tuesday. We'll likely have a little lull between the Arctic front passing through and the potential for snowfall. By Tuesday afternoon, things start to change over, and we go into more of a snow setup, and that's what we'll be talking about, and then continues all the way into Wednesday potentially across eastern North Carolina. So here's a look at our precision forecast model, and you have to excuse my voice tonight. I've kind of lost it. I've been sick the last couple of days, but I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. So back into the forecast, clouds will increase tonight. We'll likely start off with mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. We'll likely go to maybe mostly cloudy by the early morning hours of Monday. No issues Monday. You should be able to get to work, should be able to get to school. No issues Monday morning. Temperatures may bottom out fairly early and then maybe rise a degree or two as we head towards sunrise. Temperatures will likely bottom out into the mid to upper 30s, low 40s east of Highway 17. Then we go into tomorrow afternoon, and that Arctic front is going to lay itself just off to our north. See, by 3 p.m., most area will be into the 50s at least. 60s will be on the board as well as we go into the afternoon hours, but clouds and maybe even a couple of areas of sunshine will be prevalent across the area. Off towards the north, that's where we're going to start to see the Arctic front pushing through. You see here on the precision forecast model, as the temperatures start to drop with the frontal boundary pushing through, may be able to switch over some of that moisture into maybe some snow showers. Not a big issue, because the next thing in line is what's going to happen as we head towards Tuesday evening. So temperatures early Tuesday morning will be into the likely mid-20s, low 30s near the coastline, and as we head into the afternoon hours, we'll likely only top out near 30 degrees, if that, in some locations, as the clouds start to increase and the moisture starts to increase from the south and west. So here's a look at our precision forecast model once again. There goes that Arctic frontal boundary. It will move offshore. You see how it kind of hangs up offshore. That's going to be another part of the forecast. How far offshore does that frontal boundary hang up? And if it does hang up close enough to the shoreline, where's that low track going to do? So you see by Tuesday morning, down to the south, clouds starting to increase for us, but you see down to the south, the moisture starting to gather. We'll likely start to see some moisture trying to sneak in here by the latter half of the, probably midday on Tuesday, and starting to extend north and westward through the evening hours of Tuesday. So we'll put this into motion, and you see that actually the model is depicting a little bit of a mixture down along the coast. And I've seen a lot of people posting pictures on Facebook, Twitter, of the NAM model that's been showing these huge mounts of 15, 20 inches of snow across portions of the east. A lot of people are taking the snow depth. That's actually taking the liquid water equivalent and putting that into a snowfall accumulation map, but it's also taking into the fact that there's going to be the potential for some sleet mixing in there. Now, I will say this. I think most of our precipitation will fall as snow, but there will be a slim chance that maybe there will be a warm nose trying to sneak back on shore on Wednesday. Looking at some of the forecast soundings, it looks like there may be a warm nose trying to sneak in at about 850 millibars that will be able to maybe warm the column up just enough to maybe melt some of the snow falling, and that would allow for some sleet to fall before the snow switches over. And I think the model is overdoing the sleet potential because it will continue into the overnight hours, but I think that at least at the beginning part of this, it will be a sleet type of setup, and then it switches over to snow. So we'll likely go with snow starting off with sleet at the coast, but everybody inland is going to see snow at this point. Then we go into Wednesday. And Wednesday, things start to taper off from west to east, and finally by Thursday, everything's off the board. So everything finally gets out of here as we head towards Thursday morning. But the main story, I think, really, besides the cold air that's going to be in place, is where does that low track take? And the low is going to be so pivotal to this forecast, because if it is 2 miles to the east, it could take everybody out of the snow, and there's going to be a very steep gradient of snowfall. There'll likely be a band somewhere that sets up that could be the jackpot zone. We just kind of have to watch that. But if it takes a track further off towards the east, less and less people are going to see snow. If it takes a track further and further to the west, more people are going to see snow across eastern North Carolina. But also with that, we could have some warmer air trying to sneak into the region, especially south of US 70 and east of Highway 17. So there's a lot of factors that still going into this forecast, but we are still looking at that potential for snow Tuesday evening into Wednesday, but there is still a high bust potential. I cannot stress that enough. So that's why we're not putting any amounts to this, because if this moves one way or another, you're definitely going to see something go wrong somewhere. So we just kind of have to watch it. The other thing is that we're probably going to be forecasting this thing all the way up into the event itself. Likely the first snowflakes are going to be falling, and we're still trying to hammer down the exact details. This is not going to be an event where we're talking about this is a slam dunk, because none of this is written in stone. This can all change in just a matter of 6 hours. We saw that last night when everything trended towards more so a snow type of setup across the east. So once again, we're just kind of watching the trends. Potential snowfall, still thinking everybody north and west would see all snow. That's at least what the thermal profiles would accept. Down to the south, there could be some sleet mixing in early, but I think we switch all over to snow as we head into the evening hours. So this may actually start off as a sleet event down at the coast, but then everything switches over to snow as the cold air starts to wrap in around the low pressure center. So obviously stay with us here at Storm Team 9. We're going to keep you guys updated on Facebook, Twitter, WNCT.com, also on our Storm Team 9 app that is now free for download in the Apple App Store and also the Google Play Store. We will keep you guys updated as soon as we get new information. Obviously, we will share that with you. If we think anything is a go or anything is not a go, we'll let you know. We just want you to be prepared for this potential. It's still a potential, and it won't be not a potential until it actually starts. So like I said, just stay up to date with us. We may be tweaking the forecast constantly here over the next 48 to 72 hours. After this, much colder air moves into the region, and if we do have a snowpack on the ground as we head towards, say, Thursday, temperatures are going to stay in the 30s likely, because the radiation coming off of, well, being able to reflect the sunlight and the energy off of the snow right back into the atmosphere, that's going to basically keep your temperatures much cooler. So that's another thing that we're going to be watching. And then after that, we do warm up and we do make it back into the 50s by next weekend, but there will be a chance for some rain, but it's going to be just plain old rain. So like I said, stay up to date with us on all our social media networks, on the television side and also on WNCT.com. Have a great rest of your evening, great day tomorrow. Next update will likely be here by tomorrow afternoon. Have a great rest of your evening.